Hi, it's Movie Analysis. I've made videos in the past where I'm hating on Mary Sue characters. By the way, those videos are in the description. Please consider checking them out because I could really use the watch time and the views. But anyways, today I might be suggesting something else about Mary Sue's. They're not always bad and they sometimes can actually be beneficial. I'd say the key here when we're defining where a Mary Sue would stand between beneficial, harmful, or franchise killing, it's gotta be context. I mean, again, like me saying that Mary Sue's can be beneficial, it does seem really illegal for me considering that I started this channel a year ago, which is pretty surprising. But I started this channel on a video about Rey from Star Wars and how she was a franchise-killing Mary Sue. But yeah, I would say the context is really important for this. I mean, Mulan from the Mulan remake, which is a terrible movie, she is one of the worst Mary Sues I've seen. Barbie is one that I can actually admire. And Rey from Star Wars, again, franchise killing, considering that I started this channel with a video on how Rey just kills the franchise. So first of all, the original Mulan, which was aimed at kids, I believe it was G-rated. I don't have that written in the script for some reason, considering this is like the 10th take for recording this, but whatever. Yeah, the original Mulan was aimed at kids, and it was about finding honor within yourself instead of being, like, it was about making your goal to be finding honor within yourself instead of making your goal to be being honored by society. It also was praising the value of hard work, and these are definitely things we should be teaching kids. So this movie starts off with Mulan trying to find honor by trying to fit into societal norms, and she fails at it considering that she pisses off the matchmaker. So she shifts from trying to be honored in society to joining the war effort to protect her father from being drafted. And that's really that's her only reason to join the war effort in the beginning. But later she actually realizes that being a soldier is something for her, and she stops caring about fitting into society. I mean, the movie ends with her actually getting an award from the king. She actually the emperor, and she actually gets an invitation to be on his staff. Okay, so I'm editing right now, and I actually forgot to mention this while recording and while writing the script, but oh my god, the music in this movie was so, renegade. It was really good music, and honestly, it was way better than the music in Mulan 2020. Now, I'm sure someone might argue in the comments that this movie is looking down on women who would rather stay at home and be homemakers, but I'd argue that this movie has more emphasis on, finding something that works for you. It's just, I think all it's saying is, you don't need to fit into society, and it's not really trashing women for their choice of being homemakers. And again, there's a lot of emphasis on hard work, because Mulan basically starts out with zero experience. She's been told from the start that her role in society is to get married and birth boys. So she shows up to training with zero experience. It's like the first day she shows up to training, it was like my first day of band camp. I had no idea what I was walking into. There's actual character development from Mulan, since the song I'll Make a Man Out of You is a compilation of her working harder than her counterparts to make it at the top. And when she gets injured in combat later in the film, it shows that she isn't perfect, which is making her a realistic role model for kids. She's an example of how hard work can lead you to success, and how nobody is perfect regardless of hard work and skill, and it's also showing that you don't need to fit into society's norms. As for Mulan 2020, she already starts off with magic powers. Again, this wasn't even a thing in in the original movie. She does piss off the matchmaker, but to be fair, that scene was poorly executed because it wasn't technically her that pissed her off, because for some unknown reason, they bring her mother and sister into the room. Again, I don't know why. I don't see any practical reason to. And her sister freaks out over a spider and causes, the teacup and all that. I'm playing the scene on screen right now. But it's her sister that freaks out over the spider, and somehow the matchmaker gets pissed at Mary Sue for trying to control the situation. And that just did not make any sense. It's like, okay, you're making her even more of a Mary Sue by showing her, basically just showing us that she can't even, piss off a matchmaker. Either way, this movie does at least a half-decent job of showing that you don't need to fit into society. I say half-decent because I was still yelling at this movie when I watched it for the first time. And even now, when I was watching this movie to get footage for B-roll, I was pretty much internally facepalming. Now, this movie was PG-13, so I'm going to be judging it from both a PG-13 and a kids movie perspective, just because the original movie was a kids movie. So from the kids movie perspective, all this is telling me is that if you're skilled from the start, you can succeed, and if you're not, well, I don't know, you answer it. Mary Sue has no flaws here, and for a movie that does place significance on hard work, that is really bad. Now, from a PG-13 perspective, I'm trying to watch a movie about a girl who manages to save China, and I want to watch just to see how she got to where she was. But because she's a Mary Sue, it removes the excitement from the movie, and there's really not much at stake here. I think that's where a lot of the excitement comes from. It's the fact that, these characters have stuff at stake. I mean, in the original Mulan, again, she had a lot of things at stake. Obviously, it was, her, her friends, or her counterparts, co-workers, whatever. It's them finding out that she's a girl, but I think the main issue was that she did not know what she was doing. I think that was, the main thing that she had at stake. But the issue is because of these magic powers and how she is seemingly already perfect. It's not really exciting. Anyway, let's look at Rey from Star Wars. I'm going to be honest with you, I am biased. I don't consider the sequels to be canon, but Rey, along with a bunch of other stuff, just ruined these sequels. And again, this is how I started the channel. I started the channel with 5 videos about how bad the sequels were. The first video was about Rey being a Mary Sue and how it killed the franchise. By the way, check those videos out. I could really use the views. So anyway, we're gonna be looking at this movie from a PG-13 perspective, considering that it is Star Wars it's a movie that you watch for entertainment mostly. We're not watching it to get any lessons. Again, I guess in Clone Wars we are watching it to learn lessons, but as for the movies, we just want to watch an exciting movie. So, Rey has so many advantages over others. I mean, she manages to slash Kylo and, hit him with a lightsaber, probably the first time that she used one. And the fact that they brushed over the Chosen One stuff, it ruined the movies. What I mean by this is that Anakin was the Chosen One because he managed to bring balance to the Force, because he got rid of the Jedi, got rid of the Sith, including, getting rid of Palpatine. But the issue is that with these movies, because Palpatine returned, it basically just, it pretty much, counteracted all of that. It was like they're saying, okay, Rey's actually the Chosen One, since she's the one that gets rid of the Sith, finally. And that honestly pissed me off a whole lot. Anakin is the Chosen One. It's not Luke, it's not Rey. Second, the fact that Rey had all of these advantages over everyone else. I just realized I've said that twice, but it was really unrealistic, though. I mean, she's always, she is made out to be, way smarter than all of these guys and all that sort of stuff. It was weird. I mean, when she ended up flying the ship in Force Awakens, despite not having any experience with flying and all that, it didn't make any sense. Now, this wasn't as harmful as Mulan 2020, since this isn't meant for kids, so it's not giving bad lessons to kids or anything, but it just ruined the franchise. However, at least the sequels weren't filmed near concentration camps where several human rights violations are taking place. And at least the sequels had good actors. Mulan 2020 had terrible acting. And now we are looking at Barbie and kind of trying to see if I can change the tone of this video to a more positive one, considering that all I've done is rip apart 2 characters. So, I have to be honest, I'm really glad that Barbie is a thing. This is coming from someone who didn't really play with Barbies that much as a kid. Sure, it is unrealistic that she has so many of these jobs, but it allows kids to explore all of these jobs.
Wait, weren't you a pilot? Wait, wasn't I a pilot? I'm gonna need my own jet. Oh, you should run. You'd be perfect. But I'm already president and ambassador. It would be a conflict of interest. And what happened to the boosters upon re-entry? What in the world? Sorry, Houston. I have a problem. Why not open my own store? It'll be pink and perf and... It's like it was waiting for us.
Barbie, you're so busy with the Style Super Squad, you hardly have time for your other jobs.
With Barbie off fixing fashion foul-ups, peace treaties are going unbrokered, medical discoveries are going undiscovered, and unnecessary food combinations are going uncombined. Oh, when will someone invent pizza-flavored cupcakes?
Barbie, how was your first day back on the job?
Amaze! I solved cold fusion, cured an octopus of tennis elbow, and invented spaghetti with popcorn balls.
You did clear your schedule, right?
Of course! Easy peasy. It was nearly impossible. I've got over 150 careers, so finding free time is difficult. In fact, a team of physicists worked on it for months.
Let's see, carry the one. We did it! Booyah! In your face, physics!
Barbie's a world-class breakdancer, juggler, and origami artist. So, best move, Barbie.
I've got the clothes from every career I've ever had.
You went to the moon?
You haven't?
How is it that you don't have your license? Aren't you a race car driver?
You know, I've had so many careers, it's hard to keep track of all 135 of them. And counting. Thanks for the driving lesson, Ken.
Maybe he could teach me how to drive. Were you a race car driver?
Woohoo! Barbie just won the Golden Globe.
Add that to her Ruthie's, her Nobel Prize in accessorizing, and...
No! Don't open that!
Barbie, we're maxed out here.
I've got the solution.
Of course, Ambassador. I'll do anything I can to help forge lasting peace between your two countries. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sorry, Ambassador. I have to go. I'm sure both of you will work out this little spat. I'm afraid you have to see a doctor. I said we do need to go to a doctor.
Weren't you a doctor?
Right. Oh, thank you to all my fans. What an amazing honor.
Pile in, ladies. We're going to the mall.
So how old is Barbie anyway?
Good question. I know she was a doctor, and you gotta go to school for at least 11 years for that, which would make her... No way!
How old is Barbie? Well, she ran for president. And you gotta be at least 35. So that means she's... Wait, let me see. +4, carry the 2.
All right, next question. What was Barbie's 37th career?
Stewardess. Well, I guess the modern term is flight attendant. Golly, we served I don't know how many types of sandwiches.
We need a vet.
Weren't you a vet?
Right. I'm gonna need my medical bag. Let's see. Astronaut, gymnast, TV reporter. Barbie, hurry! Chef, scuba diver, ballerina. Vet!
I've only ever seen Barbie Life in the Dreamhouse when it comes to Barbie content, which, by the way, I am not ashamed to admit that I could watch the show as a 16-year-old and still be entertained by it. If anything, as a matter of fact, I was actually pretty invested when I was trying to record B-roll.
Hey there, cutie. Do you know an IT specialist because you're making my CPU malfunction?
However, one thing about Barbie, she has the perfect personality. I do kind of think it's an example for kids, different, opposite from Mulan, kind of. It's like a different way of being an example. I mean, obviously Mulan's like, no one's perfect, but here it's, showing that this woman is perfect. And of course, in real life, no one is perfect. But Barbie is a pretty solid role model. I mean, she's kind to others, she's helpful, and she shows problem-solving and teamwork skills. I'd say that these are things kids should be introduced to. I would say she's more of someone who we want to be similar to. So sure, Raquel from the show, she is a bit passive-aggressive and she is antagonized, but she usually doesn't really succeed since she doesn't represent a lot of negative values and how it isn't good to have them. However, let's be real, guys, she, Ken, and Ryan pretty much carried the entire show.
I can't wait to see the look on Barbie's face when I rescue her.
When you rescue her, I'm the one who's rescuing her. No, I am. No, I am. I am.
That's actually the one thing that the side characters have on Barbie, because Barbie can be pretty bland at times with that perfect personality, but the side characters make up for that. I mean, the drama between Ken and Ryan pretty much contributed to like 80% of the comedy on that show. Even then, the side characters do have positive traits as well. Ken is always there for Barbie, and he's super helpful. Stacy is always trying to make everyone's lives easier. Chelsea's very ambitious. I'm pretty sure she ran for mayor once. And the majority of these characters are able to work as a team sometimes. Maybe not Ryan and Ken, though. I mean, but still, you have Chelsea running for mayor, opening up a lemonade shop. You have Stacy doing legwork for all that pool, for the pool party, and doing the legwork for birthday parties as well. Ken's always helping Barbie with various things such as the glitter shortage, the fashion emergencies. I mean, even Raquel, she can be really ambitious and determined sometimes. And the context for this show is simple. I mean, it's aimed at kids in the effort to entertain them while also teaching them the values of teamwork and friendship. What I love about this show is that everything balances out. What Barbie fails to do, the other characters pick up. For example, making the episode engaging. Same thing goes the other way, because the other characters do have a lot of flaws. Not a lot of flaws, but they do have flaws. I mean, Skipper and Raquel. Skipper's lazy, Raquel, she is pretty jealous. But Barbie makes up for all that with her golden personality. Considering that she is the central character of the show, her having the golden personality would make it up. However, I would personally consider Barbie to be my least favorite character in the show, just because of the fact that the other characters are more engaging to watch. But then again, my personal opinion is coming from the perspective of a 16-year-old, not someone who's recommending this show to kids, which is the perspective of the review. As for Barbie toys, it's to teach kids about various careers and to use their imagination. I mean, if you're playing with dolls, I'd imagine that, that's what you do. You're using your imagination to, make up a skit or a scenario or something. I'd say that's great. I mean, again, we're teaching kids, we're teaching them to be more creative. I think it's great. So this video just goes to show you that context will determine if a Mary Sue is beneficial, damaging, or just boring. From a feminist standpoint, Mulan 2020 is damaging because it's basically just telling kids, or I guess feminists, what is it telling girls, I guess? It's telling them that you just need to be skilled from the start. And I don't think that's anything we should be telling anyone. I mean, if I replace girls with just all kids, I don't want to tell all kids that you need to be skilled from the start and you can do whatever you want. That's just not something we should be teaching kids. But Barbie, she gets the job done when it comes to teaching kids about different careers and important values. Anyway, special thank you to the YouTube channel Sea Green Roses. Thank you guys so much for letting me edit for you. And for the rest of you guys watching, go check them out. The link is in the description. They make really good music. Also, shout out to Jem for reviewing the script when we were bored in French class. She doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything. That's just a fake name that she wanted to go by. Anyway, this is the end of the video. I have no idea when I'm going to release the next one or what it's about. Thank you all so much for watching, and, see you guys in the next video.